All right, so let's. Okay, I have one more topic that I wanted to discuss. I don't know how much of a topic this one's going to be either. I saw a post on Twitter, and it was from Homecoming throwing the bits this way. These bits go to the Fried Chicken Fund for Fried Chicken Friday Pro Stream. Ooh, I like that. My fried chicken of choice would be KFC. I haven't fried chicken myself, like skin on chicken, in a long time. I fry chicken breasts all the time, but it's always, butter and olive oil and stuff. And yeah, I haven't had like fried chicken in other than KFC in a long time. I saw this tweet by @OwenVideo. I can't find any other information on it as of the time of this recording. It's got a hashtag VidSummit 2018, so I'm guessing there's some sort of summit or something. I don't know if this is something that YouTube themselves have said. It literally all I could find on it was this one tweet. It says, big news, stop swearing on YouTube. Swearing will reduce your opportunity to be suggested and will reduce your ad revenue, in parentheses, because there are fewer advertisers who want to be featured in front of vids with profanity. Hashtag YouTube, hashtag creators. So, and then there's a picture on here of a guy. It looks like a sort of PowerPoint presentation type thing. And there's two videos, and then it says $3 CPM under the swearing video, and then 6.9 CPM under the no swearing video. And I started thinking about that, and I thought, I'm wondering why. I don't know if that should be a thing, and obviously it's not a question of whether it should be. If it legitimately is, it legitimately is. I can understand the appeal to kid-friendly videos, or here's the thing. It's my problem with it is that it seems to focus on swearing. And again, we're going forward with this discussion under the assumption that that video is at least relatively accurate, that picture is at least relatively accurate. Assuming that it is, and I have heard about this before, that kid-friendly videos, obviously, they do much better. They reach a farther audience. But I don't understand why. Specifically, number one is because there is something called YouTube Kids. There is a field. Yes, exactly, Siberian Ninja. There is an area of YouTube that exists specifically for kid-friendly content, which that is where I have a problem, because I could go on to a video. I could make a video. If swearing and graphic content, well, actually this picture here just says swearing. It just says swearing versus no swearing. I could go on to a video and I could talk about hentai. I can talk about the raunchiest stuff. I can talk about how everything is graphic, and I can describe what's happening on the screen. And as long as I don't use curse words, I'm technically kid-friendly because I'm not swearing. So I'm, right off the bat, the idea of not swearing is BS. The next problem is that I have watched YouTube Kids, not by choice. I have been with kids who have been watching it, and then you when kids want to watch something, you got to watch something, or at least you have to listen to it. The kid that we were hanging out with, we were babysitting, he was watching a video, and the video had the song "Smack My Bitch Up" by Prodigy. That was on YouTube Kids. Why is it? First of all, I don't know how the video was allowed to be on there and monetized when it had copyrighted music. So right off the bat, that's a little bit weird. But then it had this song in there that had cursing in it, Well, or, you know, it's light cursing. I mean, let's face it, it's not one of the big ones, but that made it into, oh, thank you, Reforma, for the bits. That made it onto YouTube Kids. So assuming all of this, you know, swearing and not swearing is even accurate, how are they monitoring this? I don't understand. I just find it to be a smack my bitch up on YouTube Kids. I just find it to be an interesting issue that maybe we are at the very beginning of. I wonder if this is not something that has, I would assume it's been ongoing in some way or another. I mean, there's definitely been the talk of someone not doing a good job monitoring YouTube Kids. There's definitely always been the talk, swearing isn't allowed, but hate speech videos are okay. And that's exactly it, Spectre.
Intriguing to me, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter.
Gamer G host? Yeah, Gamer Ghost. Oh, G. Did I say G host? I was trying to read it on my alerts, and I didn't realize you had a thing. Thank you, Gamer G host. I'm gonna go ahead and assume you pronounce that ghost, but I'm going to say Gamer G host. No, I'm not going to say that because that sounds like jihad, and that's not good. Yeah, I read it as G host as well. Thank you, Elements, for not making me feel like the only one doing that. Swearing is not bringing people into the real world. I meant not swearing, yeah. But in actuality, we're talking about YouTube doing something stupid. And Suave, I don't even know if this is YouTube. I think that as best I can tell, it's from something called VidSummit. As best I can tell, this is a presentation of somebody who is talking about what works and what doesn't on YouTube. YouTube themselves are not actually saying stop swearing or you'll make less money. So it's not actually YouTube that this is coming from. It's just these seem to be numbers. The swearing issue has been a thing since 2015. The earliest it happened was 2009. Yeah, I'm wondering if YouTube is actually going to jump on this, if they are doing something actively about this. One of the problems is that if you just say shit, you get demonetized. Yeah, and that's kind of an issue. That's been a thing. One of the issues, and here's the thing, it's justifiable. This is why I kind of wanted to talk about this. It is justifiable. As an advertiser, I think you have the right to say, I don't want my ads shown in the beginning of a video on a channel that has to do with, if it's a kid-friendly product, maybe you don't want it on a video that talks about a lot of profanity. You don't want it on a video on channels that talk about sex and stuff like that. A lot of stuff that the customer base for that product or service may not like the content of the video. I don't think there are any advertisers out there who want their ads shown before hate speech videos, aggressive rants, things like that. So I can understand the issue from an advertiser's perspective, but swearing shouldn't be something that an advertiser can judge on when there is already an area of YouTube for that more kid-friendly content. Because let's face it, when you're talking about swearing versus not swearing, the real conversation is kid-friendly versus pretty much everything else. That's the real conversation there. Whenever you say swearing versus not swearing, that's what you're talking about. Even though, like the example that I gave before, there is a version of not kid-friendly content that has nothing to do with cursing whatsoever. Just turn on inappropriate content settings. Yeah, a gamer goes, I don't understand why people just don't do that. I don't understand why that's not the case. Unless that is the case, and once you turn once you turn off inappropriate content, you are immediately shutting off half the channels on YouTube. And I wonder if that's the issue. I guess Ziploc or Nintendo would be reasonable. What are you talking about? I was watching a Sesame Street video where I saw an ad for an adult service. Well, okay. I mean, you know, Sesame Street does look a little run down sometimes. Isn't there a safe mode on YouTube? Yeah, I that's why there's YouTube, there's safe modes and everything, and I wonder if that's what that does. I wonder if it shuts it off. And the problem is, there you go. That's a good question then. Should safe mode shut off channels that have some profanity? If all I do is talk about video games, content friendly, you know, I'm not talking about sex, I'm not talking about drugs, I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm talking about video games, but I curse. Should Safe Search be blocking that? Because, like I said, you can have content that doesn't curse but is not kid-friendly. So what should Safe Search be shutting off? Should they add a separate filter for language against content? I've been a YouTuber before, so I know. You quit being a YouTuber. That's interesting. Why, Gamer Ghost, did you go from being a YouTuber to become something else? Have you? Because I have a YouTube channel, and most of my YouTube channel is uploads of me streaming. It's different uploads and stuff. It's this episode broken into a few pieces and then set to upload. Which I actually still have a few other pieces that need to go uploaded. Perhaps a system that shows an age rating in the description or on the video. Steven, see, the problem with locking things behind an age rating is literally you just hit a button and you say you're that old. You know, it's a locked door in the middle of an open field. You know, yes, you can't go through the door unless you're a certain age. But you could literally go around it by going in any other direction. That's why there is a problem with that. Why are parents letting their children on YouTube unsupervised in the first place? Suave, that's an interesting discussion. I mean, parents have been using television and parents have been using screens in one way or another to babysit their kids for a long time. I can't tell you how many times I watched The Lion King because the kids wanted it on every damn day for 3 months. Excuse, because they're bad parents and they don't want to feel the responsibility. Like I said, they've been doing that for a long time. You know, I think that what's going on is that they're unaware, and this is the fault of parents. They are possibly unaware of how much access kids have to negative content and how easy it is. You know, there is the idea of, oh, well, you do age restrictions, but stuff slips through the age restrictions. Parents who don't like cursing and don't like aggressive music and stuff like that, they put their kids on YouTube Kids, and that music still makes it into the videos. And obviously that music still has profanities in it. Greg has kids. I do not have kids. Turn off inappropriate content settings. Still see iDubbbz. And yeah, okay. You can turn off inappropriate content settings, which is going to turn off cursing. Your kids can still watch Logan Paul. Ew. That's disgusting. Not in this house. Difference between proper TV channel and freaking, yeah. I just think that the internet is a creature of chaos. It may make many memes, and I'm okay with memes. Yeah, okay, he is cringy. Yeah, and that's the thing is, like I said, there's a difference between content that's inappropriate for children and just swearing. And that, unfortunately, I don't think people seem to realize that. Oh, the Paul brothers should be, a lot of channels should be illegal. That's why some of those channels I understand. One of my favorite things is the parental guidance tab on IMDb. tells you the age rating and what specific iffy things are in it. Yeah, well, that's the rating system nowadays. When you look at movies, they'll say basically anything above G will tell you why it's PG, why it's PG-13. You'll see drug use, you see this, you'll see that. I kind of like that. I do dig that they specify it and break it down a little bit, because look, I grew up in the 80s. There were cartoons, like Saturday morning cartoons, afternoon cartoons, that were Rambo, RoboCop. These were ultra violent movies. They were horrible. The content of those movies was adult. You know, it was graphic. It was at the very least, it was not for kids. But they toned it down a certain way, and they made cartoons out of them. It's so wild that, you know, but back then, some parents wouldn't like that nowadays. You know, some parents wouldn't want to watch their kids watching Rambo, but in a cartoon form. RoboCop was scary as hell. Yeah, so I like that the censoring now, well, the ratings nowadays show you specifically what it is, because there may be some things that people don't want their kids to see, and that's understandable. Everybody has a right to raise their kids however they want, you know, but some parents don't want their kids to see sex, but don't mind them seeing violence, which I find weird. Some parents don't want their kids hearing curse words. I don't know. I as long as they don't use them. I heard them all the time, and I didn't use them forever. Yeah, Pirates of Dark Water was not for kids, but it was a kids' TV show. Why? Because they didn't curse. You know, I don't like, excuse me. I'm not a fan of pirate culture. I'm not a fan of, excuse me. I'm not a fan of using pirate culture and labeling it as kid friendly, because pirates were thieves and rapists and murderers, and you know, we teach kids they were swashbuckling good times. Like, no, they were murderers and rapists and kidnappers and thieves. Yet we sell them the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Like, we have these Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and people love them for their kids. Why? Because they don't curse. Never mind the fact that people die all the time in those movies. In the first movie, when they were going to kidnap the girl Elizabeth Swann, they went into the room and they were going to take her. They were going to kidnap her, and let's face it, they were pirates. They were probably going to rape her and then murder her and then ransom her off for money. Everybody's okay with that because nobody said crap. Nobody said the S word. You know, oh my God, they're not saying the F word, so it's okay that, like, you just saw 30 people get killed. It's so odd to me and that's why I say, when it comes to swearing versus not swearing, that shouldn't be kid friendly versus not kid friendly. There's a much bigger set of things in there, yet that's not how people see it. But my Assassin's Creed 4. Random talk glorification of gore versus the shaming of sexual things. That Suave, that's another good topic. That is a good topic. We'll have to bring that up someday. I say the same thing about Jurassic Park movies, because people die horribly in this movie. Yeah, but nobody cursed. There was a guy that was torn in half by 2 dinosaurs, but nobody cursed. Viking culture is also glorified as well, even though, a good chunk of there's a great Simpsons joke where someone's telling a joke at a nightclub, and he says like a Viking, he's gonna burn our homes and steal our women or something, and then there's a Viking in the audience that says, you know me so well, and then he gets up and he throws a torch on the table next to him and he grabs the 2 women and leaves. And you think that's a funny gag, but was it really? Is that sort of the thing we're supposed to make jokes about? Because that actually happened. That's being romantic for you. Media has romanticized piracy. Yeah, and you know what's funny, Aqua? You just said romanticized piracy, and when you see the word piracy, it's a negative thing. But when you see pirates, it's fine. Though with that said, I do like stories like Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, see, I liked Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I thought they were great movies. But with the nature of the content, were they necessarily kids movies? Okay, Sabrina Ninja. Okay, that is funny, but you know. Apocalypse Now, Marlon Brando talks about how planes drop firebombs, but yet you couldn't write the word fucking inside of the plane. Yeah, that's I don't know. I just find that weird, and I thought that was a very interesting. When I saw that Twitter post, it got me thinking about that. Like, it's the kid friendly apparently means no swearing, and that's it. It has nothing to say about what the content is. It just as long as they don't curse, you know, as long as I could talk. Apparently I could talk about sex graphically as much as I want on a kid's video, as long as I say penis and vagina and not other words. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just, that if that sentence I just said sounded stupid and ridiculous, then that's exactly the point that I'm trying to make. I think a lot of those 80s and 90s movies had their ratings drop much lower in recent years. Elements, I imagine some of those movies would go higher. If there was something past R that wasn't sex related, like it wasn't X, I think some of those 80s movies would have received like R2. This movie is rated double R. Although that would probably be a pirate movie. I got confirmation that my package is underway. Woo! All right. So we're gonna take a break, and actually, what time is it? It's like 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock right now. It's S-rated. Yarg. I guess the media has trained us into liking these characters and roles, and not think about the actual stuff that will happen. Yeah, it's Siberian Ninja. Imagine 1 year giving your kids little bandanas and little AK-47s and dressing the boys as gang members and the girls as hookers. Like, imagine that. Imagine the outrage that you would hear if you did that. That's what I see when I see little kids dressed as pirates. I see parents dressing their kids up as little murderers and little rapists and saying, "Isn't that adorable? He's got a plastic sword." Greatest streamer, your best at explaining the problem at YouTube. Oh, thank you, Gamer Ghost. I'm glad that you are here to follow them. And if I wasn't great at it, I would probably not expect to follow. Oh, those soccer moms would be seething. It's happening on Halloween. People in general who romanticize gangsta. No, Aqua, those people do that all year long, and they unfortunately enter real gangs. Kids that dress up on Halloween as pirates don't start taking up boating the next day. What are you, little Timmy? Yeah, bruh, exactly. What are you, little Timmy? I'm a gangbanger, bitch. Now give me all your money. Like, would you be okay with that? Of course not. It would be hilarious the first time, and then you think, yeah, this is not funny at all.